Thank you again for joining us on IP Works' latest edition of Trademark Q A. My name is Sarah. I'm with founder Catherine Cavella. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Sarah.
Catherine, my question for you is, what does a time frame look like between applying for and obtaining a trademark? I originally was under the impression that you apply for it, you go through a couple steps, and now you have a trademark. So I'm thinking in total, maybe 2 weeks, a month, 6 weeks. And since working with you, I've learned that most definitely is not the case ever. So would you be able to explain to our audience what a typical trademark application through ownership timeline would look like?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question. And that's it's a common one too. In general, you can expect at least 6 months. So I used to say 6 to 8 months. They're very backlogged right now. This is 2022, so I'm dating this recording, but right now they're super backlogged. So things that used to take 6 months are taking a year.
Wow.
I'm now saying like 12 to 18 months at the soonest. It really sort of depends. Some are faster than others, and there's things you can do to speed it up a little bit, but you can't speed it up so much that it's going to be, less than 6 months. Even before they were backlogged, it was going to be at least 6 months. And the reason for that is partly because it's not like, this is where I think people have a misunderstanding about the process. Yes, it's an application. And by the way, what we're talking about is applying to register a U.S. patent, a trademark in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. So people say, getting my trademark. We're talking about registering your trademark, just to be clear. But the process is you file your application, which means you have to fill in some questions. But it's not like applying for, a card in a supermarket or something, where as long as you fill in everything, you're getting it. There's a process. It goes to a human being who is called a trademark examiner. They will do their own searching in the database, and they're also going to look at it critically and look for reasons to push it back, to kick it back to you, to reject it. And they do that because once you have this trademark registered, it's a monopoly on the use of certain words or images, or we can talk about non-traditional trademarks, but it's basically an anti-competitive thing. It removes language from advertising for your competitors. That's why it's powerful, but it's also why they like to make sure that your rights are as narrow are no broader, let's say, than you're entitled. So they will look for reasons to push it back. It's just them doing their job. They're not being mean. And this is one reason why it just takes a long time, because there's this examination process. And then you may have an opportunity to push back. They may reject it, and then you can respond with argument and amendments. And that takes a little bit of time as well. Yeah. But it's a semi-adversarial process. And at the very end, it's published, and then it's sort of open to other brands to say, hey, I don't want this one registered because this would damage me. And then they can oppose it. And that's like the final little thing that can happen at the end. That usually doesn't happen. But when it does, it can suspend it for up to however many years. I've seen them suspended 3-4 years while that's being resolved. So no guarantees, and it's a little bit more of an adversarial process than people may realize. That's why it takes the time it takes. I would say bet on 12 to 18 months, maybe 12 to 24 months. Important thing, though, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Once it's registered, your rights go back to that filing date. So Don't worry about it. It might take a while, but it's okay.
That's right. Start with getting it filed.
Start with getting it filed. Every day you delay getting it filed is hurting you, because if someone else gets there first, you are out of luck. So
yeah. A lot of information in that. Thank you for sharing that, Catherine.
Yeah,
and once again, we hope that this reached someone and connected with you, and hopefully answer some of the questions that you have. If you are concerned about your timeline, if you're having complications with your application process, if you'd like to begin doing your trademark clearance with us, please reach out to the team at IPWorks Law via our contact page on ipworkslaw.com, or you can contact us through our 800 number, which is 855-IP-WORKS. Thank you.